Guys, look at what I found. According to a survey conducted by Vegas Insider, Britney is the most wanted guest performer for Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime show. How epic would that be? Do you remember this? Do you remember how epic Britney Spears was when she was on the Super Bowl? Amazing. I realized she was much, much younger, but it was so amazing. I saw this with Perez Hilton. It's a podcast of him talking about TMZ and him and Britney Spears. Take a look.
I'm trying to be very mindful, but when I saw this all go down with TMZ, it gave me like the biggest deja vu to 2007. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't do their job, but even how they talked about it. Did you need to describe it as like Britney has a manic episode at a restaurant and Sam storms out? It's a click business, and I know you get that. Well, it's just sad because also like I can acknowledge in the past I made life more difficult for Britney Spears. And isn't that awful for TMZ to be making her life more difficult? The difference between TMZ is it's a random 3 letters. Perez Hilton is a person. Yeah. There's a guy behind it. And the guy behind it's trying to do better. And I don't think you should expect those 3 letters to behave any differently because it's an entity. It's not an individual. Well, Harvey Levin is an individual that's responsible for the entity. Well, they don't call it HarveyLevin.com. They call it TMZ. True.
I mean, let's start off by saying he did hit on some really good key points. They are picking on her like it was 2007, that era. But the only difference is he's trying to act like she's his best friend. And he's so concerned. That's the only difference. Do you all remember when Britney first came out? And then there were other girls like her. Christina Aguilera, Jessica Simpson, Mandy Moore. They were all being compared to her. But obviously each one now has moved off into their own careers and are absolutely nothing like at that point in time. So I found this little clip. I
was never really great at being almost the all-American pop princess, right. Cookie cutter, virginal thing. I might not have debuted at #1 because I wasn't dancing around and, to have a huge dance video and I'm not showing my stomach.
Britney and Christina are very sexual people and sexual artists, and that's how they're kind of portraying themselves to be. And I'm not that. It's so easy to sell out. I'd rather have the challenge of doing something a little bit different.
I know I'm way behind on my posts, so they might be sporadically today as I'm trying to catch up. Since I was just talking about the past, I am going to bring up Perez Hilton. There was a video that he did a few days ago, and he was talking about Misha Barton. I think she used to be on the OC or something like that. I'll be honest, I never watched the show she was on, so I don't know. But I do remember her being ripped apart just like Britney and picked on just like Britney. If you look back on my videos, there's one with him talking about just how he was like with Britney. Here's the video of him talking about Misha Barton. So whenever he says anything about Britney now,
I was asked a very direct question about Misha Barton. What's my take on the way I treated her? Were you bullying her? My take on the way that I treated Misha Barton over a decade ago is I was cruel. I was hurtful. I was bullying her. And unfortunately, my attempt at apologizing to her was not received well because it was for reality television. She was cast in The Hills, and I was on an episode of The Reboot with the context of apologizing, and understandably, she was still carrying a lot of hurt from my past actions, and it was not the appropriate setting to say what I said. She doubted my sincere apology, and she doesn't owe me forgiveness. I wasn't even expecting that. I just wish she and others knew that I truly regret my past harmful actions. What kind of a monster would I be if I didn't? I carry with me deep shame. I wish I could go back in time and do things differently. I would, for so many reasons. I hate knowing that I caused people pain. Some of those people still.
I've been hearing around TikTok that there's been a lot of bullying. There has been a lot of speculation. And there's a lot of people that think others are taking things too far. And the ones that are taking things too far think that other people are not taking things seriously enough. That's the thing. We're all allowed to think what we want, believe what we want. Britney might very well need help. And then again, she might not. Anyways, on here, on my TikTok page, I will not put up with bullying. If you want to have your say, that's cool. If I see any bullying, you will be blocked and reported. That's about it. I'm a pretty easygoing chick. If you don't like it, scroll by. Thank you.